Everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Sophie and today we are trying to make dangles. Not only today I'm very French. Not only today are we going to make dangles, but we're also going to make them cheap, hopefully easy, because I am not that good with dangles. So I hope that we'll find tricks and things that make it easy for us. Okay, well, one of the material that we can use is cheap thrifted jewelry or broken jewelry. I've thrifted these a couple of days ago. The issue with me is that then I want to keep them. I then don't want to make dangles out of them. So that's the case for these two ones that I recently thrifted, but I have boxes and boxes of items that absolutely need to be used. So for some of them it is quite easy, because you just cut them and ta-da, you have a dangle. For some others, it is a bit more tricky. So I'm going to make a selection of items, and we're going to see what we can make of them. So you might think that this is one-sided, but no, ta-da, it's two-sided. So we have the choice. Okay, let me make a selection and then we'll go ahead. So I've selected two sets of beads. They're not meant to go together, although they could. And I have embroidery floss. There, I have lots of it. Lots of different colors. So I'm just going to take a piece of it, and I'm going to take maybe two of them together. So that's one, maybe, and then a second one, and then I am going to put them on a needle, because it's the easiest way for me. So that implies that my beads have a large hole through which my needle can get through. I have lots of tiny beads, and I do some by hand, but yeah, come back with me. So I'm just going to sorry, my voice is going away. I'm just going to make a knot, make them the same size, sort of. And had I been clever, I would have found I have beads that you can flatten and put at the end of your thread so that your beads won't go through them. So I'm going to make a very big amount of knots together to make sure that my beads will not go through the end of my dangle. So this is not supposed to be something difficult, but for some reason for me it is. Oh, interesting. Make loops. Yes, make loops. Why not? I'm not against loops. I am not. So. There we go. We'll see how that goes. Needle, needle. Where are you, needle? That's a good question. I'm going to get a needle threader because I'm not good. So I have my needle, I have my needle threader. Now is the time to play with both of them. And there you go. Maybe. Yes. Okay, so we have our needle ready. Oh, this is going to go through my knot, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. I'll do something at the end. Let's see. So I'm just going to put my beads however it pleases me. You would? No, you're stone. You cannot play with us. What I could also do is be clever, and I could put some glue in my bead. I think that's what I'm going to do, because at time I do MacGyver things. Let's see if that works. So open the tip of your glue. I have glue. Needle, needle, where are you, needle? I'm gonna do this. And then I have glue all over my thread. Why not? We'll see how that goes. I've seen a lot of ladies making a knot in between beads. So I wish to do the same thing, but apparently, you see, that's my problem with dangles. I am not good at dangles with beads. But I shall overcome my weakness, and I will be successful, because I've decided that I would be. Not that it matters here. I'm not going to make knots, it annoys me, so I'm just going to go and put my beads how I want them to be. Ta-dum, 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 ta-dum. So I'm just making one, but you know me. If I was to put it on anything, I would actually have more of these together. Do I want it much longer? A bit. So we're just going to make use of the pearls we have here. You're wooden as well. You're alone. Go see your friends. There. And there you go. And I think I would do the same thing that I've done here, which is put glue in my bead. There you go. Let's position our bead. I think that's the trick. I'm gonna put glue and glue, and there you go. Interesting, Sophie. My bottom bead just flew away. Okay. So let's try it like this, because I'm sure there's a way to do it like this. And because I've decided, it is going to work. Okay, so this is my wooden bead thingy. How would I finish? I think I would try to make some sort of a loop. I'm going to make this shorter. There you go. I would first sort of try to make a knot. And then I would make a little loop. So to that effect, I think I would go round. And then, sorry, fan again. But it is so warm. It's far too much for me. I am not a happy bunny, and I need to think things through. That's the heat as well. Look, I've got these little thingies. No, I want this one. And before I do anything, I think I would just put that through. This, and I would tie it. Okay, this one is going to take me 2 hours, whereas it's like was one of the simplest ones. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a better job with the other ones. Oh, come on, Sophie. You can make a knot. Do you see why I don't make dangles? And I will admit it's not my forte, but I'm stubborn. Okay, you make a couple of knots. And then you've got a... Okay. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Not for me. Beads definitely not for me. So I'll have to find a new way. Let's get into something more Sophie-like. I think I want to make dangles with... Not these ones, not yet. I want to make dangles with postal stamps. So if you're good with beads, be my guest. Go ahead with beads. How can I make this? I'm going to show you. What I've taken out, definitely more my thing, is thick paper. I got this from an art book. And yes, I just got this from an art book. So I decided to keep it. Although I have so many scraps and bits and pieces of paper. Go away, nasty beads. We're not friends. I don't want to see you. Okay, so I'm going to take postal stamps. Different sizes, different colors. Doesn't matter. Just postal stamps, right? And some of these are more recent. Some of them are a bit older. What I'm going to do as well, I think I'm going to go and take a dive into my my father's collection, which are not old stamps. So it doesn't matter how you glue them, just glue them, because we are going to cut them out, obviously. So just glue. Doesn't need to be straight. Unless you have OCD, in which case, be my guest. But I just want these to be as, you know, easy to make as possible. So don't just glue, just enjoy the process. I mean, we're all about paper and glue, aren't we? Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, I'm even in frame. Yay! Good day for Sophie. Well, didn't start off as a good day because of the heat. I barely slept. It was awful. The room I'm in now, I don't know why. Although we close the shutters all day long and the windows at night, even with my little fan that's always on during the day on my craft desk. Oh yeah, let's put a hair, why not? I mean, I am boiling and it prevented me from sleeping, which is weird because nothing usually prevents me from sleeping. And the dogs were barking for an unknown reason. And they were really nasty. They made so many dumb things because I had to leave my door open, which I don't usually do. They're stuck with me at night. and they behave. So usually quite pleased with them, but during this night, my God, they went all over the place. They made a mess. They just made a mess, you know. Mommy's gonna be tired, why not, you know, mess the whole house up so that she has something to do today. As if I needed anything more to do today. Because I'm taking my youngest daughter to an appointment 60 kilometers from here. And I need to attend it with her, which I don't mind, obviously. But, you know, it requires driving. So she's going to have to talk to me through the whole journey, which is not long, it's an hour. But just to make sure that I don't fall asleep. Because with age and some of my medication, I'm sort of sometimes not really there. And I could fall asleep. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're probably going to have to empty her little studio because she's coming back home. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting day. And yeah, with the heat, today is going to be 34 degrees, I think, which is like 10 degrees too many for me. And it's not normal. Well, sort of like almost 15 degrees above the level of heat we should have at this season. But it is what it is. And we'll make the best of it. So I'm just going to cover my page, and I hope that will be enough, and then I will just cut them out. Will I ink them? Maybe, I don't know. Haven't thought about this yet. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this process. I'm going to make a second sheet, maybe a third one, I don't know, we'll see. Because I don't know how much space my dangle is going to take. And I also want to use my other postal stamps. So, yeah. Lots of gluing, inking, and then we'll fussy cut them out. I'll show you a couple of ways that we could do that. Not just with scissors. There's room for you here. Ooh, with a big lump of glue. We like lumps of glue, don't we? At least it seems so because we have so many of them. Okay, so I'm going to make a couple of these, and then I'll be back. I have glued my postal stamps. I've made like 3 pages, and I'm just now going to see how I want to cut them out. I could have inked them now, but I thought about it and I decided against it. So I'm just going to tear my page in 2. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to grab my scissors. Yes, here they are. And I'm going to go through this page, and these ones I will just make squares. Okay, I might have to re-glue some of them up. Well, squares. I mean, I'm just going to sort of cut them like I would do labels. So let's just take a couple of them. I'm just going to cut around them, because the goal for me was to give them some thickness. Okay, they don't need to be straight, they just need to have a background. So that's what I'm going to do. What did I want to say? So I'm going to cut some with my scissors. And then I'm also going to punch some out, because then we will have different shapes. Ah, come on. And I now wish I had an octagonal punch, which I don't. So my punched out stems will have to be round. Okay, so let's grab a punch. I've taken 2 out. This is 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to, you could glossy accent them actually. That would look nice. But I'm not going to. Okay. So I've got my punch out, and I'm just going to punch a couple out. I want to keep the borders. I don't think I can make another one. Okay, so I'm also going to use my bigger punch. So I'm just going to use of stamps. Let me just, there you go. And I'm just going to do the same there. There. Also like this. And you little fellow are just going to be cut out. Okay. So we have some rounded ones, some square ones, some bigger, some smaller. There we go. And I'm going to do this with all my little stems. Okay? Once that has been done, once I will have cut them to size, I will find, because I know it's there, my topper, and I will just ink. Not too much, it doesn't need to be too much. Do that around. Okay, so let me do this and come back. So I have fussy cut and punched out all my stems. I have inked them all, and you could you could ink you could ink them on the back side as well. I haven't. So I think we have 2 options. One is to poke holes somewhere on our little future dangles. So I'm going to do a couple of them like this. And this one. I want some more square ones. Like this. Let's have a big one. There we go. You don't have a pun, you don't have a hole. Did I punch you? No, I didn't. So, maybe a tiny one. This. Let's get another tiny one. This. So we have some with where we poke the hole. I think what we could also do is use your crocodile with the, actually, do I want the smaller setting or do I want the bigger setting? I think it will depend on the stamp. So this one I can punch like this. This one as well. Oh, well, that one went there. Like this. And like this. We have a very big one, which I left whole because I think it's beautiful. Again, don't overthink this. I don't think it's necessary. Come on, give me a small one. There you go. This has also the benefit of using stamps that you might not like as much and therefore do not use. Okay, another one like this. And we're good to go. So what I would do now is put eyelid. Ooh, I don't have many eyelids left here. So I'll get my stash, which is not here, maybe on the other side. Yes, it is. There. So I'm going to take some eyelids out. You could use colored ones, you can do whatever you want. You could also put smaller eyelids. Oh, come on. So I'm going to do all the ones that require eyelids. And then hopefully I'll be back. So all my eyelids are in place. I'm stubborn, so I'm using my embroidery threads. And what I am going to do, I'm going to make knots. Like this. So as this is the first one, it will have a couple of knots. Then I'm going to take the next one. And I'm not going to place it, bless you, Mao. I'm not going to place it exactly on top of the other one. I'm going to leave a distance between them. And I'm going to keep on making tiny knots. 2 of them, although probably 1 of them would suffice. Like this. And maybe a smaller one. And you can vary the distance between every one of them. Like this. And maybe a square one. And you can make it as long as you want, or as short as you want. So it is very repetitive. So I'm just going to finish that one. Woohoo, woohoo. No, 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 no. Little knot. I want you to go much closer. There you go. Do we want a bigger one? Yes, we do. What have I done? Something stupid. Yay! Well, it had been a long time. Like 15 minutes. So that's good. Getting better. So this one will not be an epic fail. Like the one before. Huh. That was fun. But I will, you know, keep on trying with my beads. I'm much better with smaller beads. And I've also made the decision not to buy any more broken jewelry because I have so many. As you might have seen, because I also have another box like the one I've showed you, and bits and pieces everywhere. So I think that's enough until I'm able to make a good use of them. Or I have to stick to choosing broken or old jewelry that already having sort of dangles, in which case I use them as they are, just shortening the chain. That's another solution. So I think my dangle is big enough, and I also think that I am going to put a little metal ring. Have I managed to make them disappear? No. So let's take one like this. I have my tiny pliers here. Like this. Do I need to open it? Think, Sophie, think. Am I going to put it on my eyelid? Probably not. So in which case I do not need my pliers. I will need them for the next one I'll be doing, I think. So let's just make a couple of rounds in the little circle. Maybe one is enough. Like this. I'm going to tie a knot or two. So that's one knot. And then I can cut this or not cut it, depending on what I want to do. And this, I can then use my plier, open this little thingy and put it on a little hook. Or I could put more little rings before I do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on, yeah, my mood. So here we are. We have a cute little dangle. I like this one. Then we had poked holes. Well, apparently not in this one. In this one we did. And I think I would do the same. Let me get a piece of thread. Let's change color. Let's grab a yellow one. And here I'm only going to take two of them, because I don't need more. Yeah, I know it shows I'm thinking. I could have actually used the whole thing, but let's get the bigger piece. Let's get the bigger piece. Needle threader. Where did I put my pins? And I'm gonna get a big one. Why? Because I can. So here we have the thread. Let's put it through our needle. I'm taking my little piece. I'm going through the hole I poked. And basically I'm going to do the same as I did with the other ones. So I'm going to make a knot. Okay, so we have one. Where are my poked ones? They're here. We might need some more. We'll see. So, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a double. I'm going to go through twice. And I'm going to see when I need to make knots or not. Sorry, if I need to make knots or not. Knots or not. Oh, that's hard to say. I'm too big. So this is not something I had tried before. I just thought, you know, why not give it a go this morning? Well, I had time during the night to think about what I could film. And that was just what came out of my very, very tired mind. So like this. And maybe another one. You've got a hole as well. Do we want a big one? I don't think we want a big one. I think we're good as we are. I think that's a nice one. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Grab a little circle, make sure it's closed correctly. It is. And I'm gonna go a couple of times inside. Now, what's that noise? That's my dog, but with what? Oh, they're sick because of the heat. So you get to hear everything happening in my office. In my craft room. I'm going to take my needle out. I'm going to make a couple of knots. Maybe. Or maybe not. And I think it's a knot. Let's do it again. Just because we can. So that's one. Scratching now. Interesting. Okay, there we go. And we'll see whether we want to cut this part or not. So we have a second little dangle. Okay. So that's it about with my stamps. So I got another idea. Let me just push this away. You've seen me make things with empty soda cans. I've made closures with these parts, and I had made some sort of labels using my dies and yeah, using my dies. So what I want to do today, I want to make dangles. So I'm just going to try and cut this as straight as I can. You can use a can opener for this, but I left mine downstairs, so I'm just using my scissors. Can I get in? Yeah, I just have to use these ones. So I'm going to cut all around. So be careful, you can't really cut yourself with these, but with these little things you can hurt yourself. So I will remove them once I will have opened my can. I'm going to take my bigger scissors, and they're not dried. It's just water, because I cleaned them and I thought they were dry, but they weren't, but it's okay, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to cut it towards the end. And I'm going to have to use my scissors again. Again, use can openers, much easier. Give me my scissors back. You'll make a neater job than I'm going to do. So you just remove both ends and then you just cut through with your scissors and you're done. And if you don't have a can opener, just do like me, fight. There we go. So I'm just going to sort of fold it against its nature. I'm going to straighten out my borders. And this should also sharpen my scissors because it's aluminium. Again, you know, little ends, just remove them if you don't want to hurt yourself. Won't do damage, but it's just very unpleasant. So what I thought we could do is get some punches out. So I'm getting this one out. I'm getting this one out. I'm getting this tiny one out. What else do we have here that I could use? Probably nothing. Or maybe, let me open my drawer. We have this one. Whoopla. And maybe this one. But you can use any one, any sort you want. This is 1 inch. This is how much? 1/4. So let's see. I'm gonna go easiest. You can sand them and then the color will disappear. And then you can use alcohol ink on the other side, or you can just leave them as they are, which is what I'm going to do. So you just poke through them, punch through them. Okay, there you go. I am going to, so I've used this one, I can put it on the side. You know, I removed this so not to hurt myself, so I should just get it out of the way. Then I'm getting my scissors back. I'm going to remove these just to make it easier for me. I'm going to use this little one. This. Some of these cans have really, really nice colors. So I think it's nice to leave them as they are. T'as bloqué le portail? There we go. Like this. Oops. Cutting strip out. And we're going to use another one, little flowers. The more complicated the motif is, the harder it is to get it out. But it's not unmanageable. It's just you have to fight a little bit. Be patient, Sophie, be patient. So energy drinks, not something I'm a big fan of. Never have them. And my daughters and friends do have them. Okay, getting rid of these, which you could also use straighten everything out. You can put some acetate on the back and do like a belly band or something. So that's one. I'm going to make to use my other punches on another can, which I'm going to grab now. I will do this off camera, so that we can then do something with them together. So, oh my. Do I? Maybe I do, maybe I don't, I don't know. But I have punched out some of these. I could have punched more circles, but I didn't. So we're going to use what is there. Okay. So now, ooh, little piece of metal. How am I going to do this? It's a good question. I think on these ones, I would put an eyelid. You might want to glue something on them. You could, or you can leave them as is. You could sand them, or leave them as is. I would use big eyelids on these ones, the big ones. Whoopla! And you need to be careful because it jumps. Don't get it in your eyes. 1, 2. 3, 4, and 5. There we go. You could put some eyelids on the round ones as well. Do you want smaller ones? Well, we can try. So just do it as you would do it normally with a piece of paper. Nothing different. The tiny ones, I think I'm going to poke holes in them. And these ones, let's see. Can I poke a hole in a petal? Oh, that's going to be difficult. Come on, Sophie, try. Well, you can. Yeah. It's not easy to get it in the center. But we're doing the best we can. These ones, oh, that's going to be difficult for me with my big, no, I said we would punch them and I think we should. Not punch them, make holes. Tu les as fait sortir, Mao? Tu les as fait sortir? Hop.
Faut pas rester dehors.
Non. Il faut leur remettre de l'eau. Sorry, having a conversation with my daughter. She just went outside and she's sort of liquefying herself now. Okay, so do I have leftover eyelids? Yes, I do. So for the big ones, you choose which side you want to put your eyelid on. And you can vary. So this one is the silver side. You can flatten them, put them through your die cut machine, sand them, do anything you want. Up. Hopla. Come on, nasty bead. Don't want to see you anymore. go. So all the big ones are done. I'm going to get, I have tiny eyelids here. I'm not sure about the setting now of the crocodile. Oh, come on, wet wipes. Stop gluing on my elbow. Let's see. I think my bottom one is not correct. I'm not talking to you. I think it might be along. No. No. We need the smallest one here. So let's try that again. Maybe we need a very tiny one here as well. Would that make sense? Would it? No. Let me see. Let me see what you look like. Let's see on another one. You're probably laughing. That's not the right setting. Probably not. I could get up and check. Do that. But I like experimenting. Oh, definitely not the right one either. I think that's the bottom there is a problem. Which one is it? Maybe this one. One of the reasons that I don't use small eyelids is because my fingers disagree. Oh, that was the right setting. Good, we're getting there. So now that I have the right setting, it'll be easier, hopefully. Sausage fingers, not helping. Sausage fingers. So would I buy small eyelids again? Nah, probably not, because I never use them. But apparently I can for this. You are out. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of my eyelids off camera. In the meantime, I'm going to poke holes in these ones. I could use my punch, to be honest, couldn't I? Let's make our life easier. Yeah, it's just a question of how do I grab them? That was my question. Well, I think I've just answered it. So yeah, make your life easier, punch them and put small eyelids. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, all my little pieces have eyelids in, and now it's just a matter of deciding what I'm going to use to put them all together. I had on my desk somewhere some metal thread. Let me just get these ones out. Where did I put you? So I found some wire in my stash, and I think I'm going to try to use this. So first I need to remove these tiny pieces like this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but we are strong and courageous and we'll find a way. So I think I'm just going to bend. No, I'm not. I'm first going to put all my little metal things, and then I will bend the last one. So let's take a piece of, well, actually, Sophie, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Just cut a piece of wire and secure your first one. So let's secure the first one. I'm just going to place it back in like this. And once again, it would be interesting if I did it the right way for the dangle. Right? So, blah. So you can see that I'm making this up as I go. And I'm going to just do this. And this is just going to be the last one. The other ones will look nicer. So I'm going to get another one like this. I'm going to place it over, and I'm just going to go through this once. It's a very pliable metal wire. So I have a second one. And then let's put a third one. No, I want it the other way around, I think. Not that it matters. And I'm going to place it a bit higher, going through. Not going through. Going under and going through. There we go. Doing the same. Back in. And another one. And another one. And these are all the big ones I have. And so I will need maybe to make sort of a loop. Go around it. A couple of times. And then I will just cut it. And there I have a little tangle. We can make another one. I have some silver one. So, same difference. The first one, we're going to secure it. If my wire was thinner, it would actually be a good thing. but it's not. So we're just going to do our best with what we have. Little pliers, make this. Not going the way I want to. There. Okay. So, oh, poor thing. There you go. You could have a little one like this. We won't have space to put another loop. So I think we just have to go like this and see what it gives us. Let me just see. I will mind the bottom afterwards. Let's see what that would look like. And if we don't like it, then we'll use thread. Not going through this one. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. So you could actually put a lot of them, which I don't have, and you would have a lovely dangle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my loop. As best as I can. Definitely thinner wire. Where's my big one? What did I do with my big one? Under my nose. So you see, you could have one. Yeah, I think I would make this, but with a lot of them. And then I would cheat, not use this because it's too small for my tangle, but I would use my hook, and that will also tie to my spine. Okay, so let me put everything back and let's see what we've done today. Today took me quite a long time. I miserably failed making dangles with beads. I made a dangle that I really like with a can. I've made another tiny one, same principle, with eyelets. You could also do it without eyelets, and then you could stack more of them all together, but I would make it longer. And we've made these lovely ones with postal stamps. Let me find the beginning. Let me show you that there are postal stamps. Well, they're dangles, so they will change sides anyway. But look at this. I really like this. Very happy with this. Really, really, really gorgeous. And then we made this other one. Whoopla, come to me, sweetie, come to me. Up. Also with postal stamps. There you go. So all of them are postal stamps that we've punched or fussy cut out. Don't know why this one is so far from the others, but I think they're really, really cute. And I was thinking just a minute ago, you could actually make dangles with, well, they're not playing cards, but with playing cards, I would actually punch them and make something similar to this. I think that would be a brilliant idea. Another way to use your punches and playing cards. So here we go. I hope you've enjoyed semi-fail. I hope I've given you some new ideas. Definitely need to work on my dangle skills, I fully agree, but I had fun and that's all what matters. So I guess that I will then see you tomorrow, actually. In the meantime, have a lovely day and take care. Bye-bye.